It's time now to introduce you to our Young Entrepreneur of the Month. Each month, ABC 21 partners with Junior Achievement of Northern Indiana to show you young people who are working towards or have started and run their own businesses. This month's Young Entrepreneur, we feature Wilson Nettleton. He's the owner of Wander Brand. Let's meet him and learn his story. This is Wilson Nettleton. He's the creator behind the Wander Brand, a business that he started in February of 2020, and he inspires to change the world one wandering trip at a time.
So the whole brand kind of started because I've always been had a knack for entrepreneurship, and then actually, like the tattoo on my forearm, I ended up seeing a tattoo months before. Started a YouTube channel all around like wandering and wondering, because I thought that like those two things symbolized curiosity more than any other two words, like wandering through the body and wandering through like the mind.
At the time, he was a student at Ball State. And that's when the soon-to-be entrepreneur says the business idea clicked in his head that
clothing is the best way to get any message everywhere, because a t-shirt is just like a moving billboard. So then I kind of pivoted from the YouTube channel right into printing t-shirts. The online store is really just people for the brand. The retail store, anyone could walk through those doors. And I want to make sure I always have a little bit of something for everyone.
Wilson loves to travel, and he's also a very curious young man. He lets his mind and feet wander. So he loves the term wander because
when I got the whole idea from like wandering, I loved it so much because like wandering means you're traveling with no destination. Like it's truly living in the moment. And then same with the wondering. When you're wondering about something, it's a lot more of the questioning, less about like finding the answer. And that's where I was like, these two words just symbolize all things curious, which I've always loved curiosity.
You'll find travel art designs and all the needs for your outdoor styles, from the mountains to the trees and even the sun, and even some things that are not in Indiana, but many things that you can find by taking a short trip. But Wilson hasn't been on this journey alone. Much inspiration coming from one of his mentors, Philip Butler. Philip is a JAG specialist at Manchester Junior-Senior High School. They met when Wilson was a student at the school. Wilson was not one of Philip's immediate students, but Wilson would always stop by and ask to participate in projects and sessions. They then formed their own bond and friendship.
Even when I didn't have him as a teacher, I was always going to his office, bouncing ideas off of him, because as most teachers were kind of like, go to college and then figure everything out, he was always like, you can go to college if that's your path, but like, if you have a knack for entrepreneurship, you got to use it. So he would always kind of feed into that energy.
Philip says how humbled he is to be able to play such a role in what pushed Wilson to be where he is now.
I'm humbled, honestly, just to think I had any kind of an impact with a student. I'm humbled to have an impact on any of my students on a day in, day out basis, and to know that there's some semblance of recognition for how I might have helped him in his journey along the way is just, I don't know, I can't stop smiling. It's too exciting.
Wilson is the type of guy who likes to have his hands in different things at once. He tells me that this is one of the challenges that he still works on to this day, time management.
So I would say one of the biggest challenges is like, sometimes I know that I'm like a little bit over ambitious because I'll jump from like business to business. And like several months ago, we launched like the kayak rental. And like, I'm super excited to have that here, but whenever, especially as more of a one-man show, I bring on these new things, it takes away from the others. So like going retail, basically put the YouTube completely on hold because I no longer had the time. And then the last 3 months, there's only been like a few new designs because of like having kayaking on the plate. So the biggest skill where I'm still not good at all is that time management and figuring out each day how to get the right task done instead of just like 1 week of just doing one little venture and then kind of neglecting a whole nother field.
And he credits his friends and his local community. He says North Manchester truly helped to push the brand. Philip is looking to return to Ball State in the future. Philip's message to Wilson about the future is this:
keep growing, keep living, keep exploring. Like, I love this wonder, that concept of just changing one letter, and it means the same, but it's a whole new world. And he's got so much going for him. Just keep learning, keep experiencing new things, traveling, seeing new things, and just enjoy life.
And Wilson's message to other aspiring young entrepreneurs:
saying this is what I want to do, and having that long-term vision of like, this is where I would love to see it at. It's crazy how like once you get momentum, it's hard to stop that momentum. So the biggest thing is just like to have an idea and be like, no one can tell me I'm not going to do this, and then just send it.
Wilson has some true dedication. And if you'd like to make an impact, you can do so as well. Every hoodie that's sold plants 5 mangrove trees overseas and pulls 2.2 points of plastic with every tree that's sold. So congratulations to Wilson and all of the change that he's making on being our Junior Achievements Young Entrepreneur of the Month. If you'd like to find more information on his business, you can go to the information that's right there on your screen. His website is thewanderbrand.us. You can also find them on Facebook. Keep being wonderful, Wilson.